Namaskar, good evening. This is Breaking Ground and I am Swati Joshi. Let me first take you through the top developments of the day. Zero FIR filed against Noida woman over abusive remarks against Prime Minister. The CJP has slammed police action. We'll also tell you all about the chorus, Justice for Khaki, which is growing as family members of the policemen who were attacked now demand justice. CJP founder Abhijit Dipke, however, feels that there's some conspiracy involved. He claims violence was engineered to defame the entire movement. There's a privilege war which has erupted in Parliament. Anurag Thakur moves notice against Rahul Gandhi over alleged unparliamentary remarks. And the Congress has hit back with its own plans of a privilege motion against Jitendra Singh over alleged misleading claims. We'll also tell you what Nitin Gadkari, the Union Minister, Transport Minister, had to say in Rajya Sabha over E20. As far as Revant Reddy is concerned, in Telangana, the Chief Minister, his criminal-based remark has sparked a storm. BRS and BJP target Telangana CM over his comments on engineering graduates. We'll tell you all about that controversy in the state of Telangana. So let's first talk about the big story that we are focusing. Let's talk about the full lowdown on a case that has triggered another flashpoint. An FIR that has been registered against 25-year-old Ruchika Singh for making abusive remarks against Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the CJP-led protest at Jantar Mantar. Her video went viral on social media and led to a conversation, a debate around where does one draw a line when it comes to free speech. So her comments have gone viral on social media. There's an FIR that is going to be registered, is being registered against her, and there is legal action which is being taken. CJP has objected to that. CJP leaders are saying that one can proceed and go ahead with a civil or criminal defamation against Ruchika Singh. And Saurabh Das has responded to this issue, saying that criminal machinery against the protesters is condemnable. The complaint also claims that the remarks carry the potential to spark public unrest and disturb communal harmony. A zero FIR was first registered at the Expressway police station in Noida, invoking sections of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita related to breach of peace, public mischief and defamation. Remember, a zero FIR being the provision that allows a complaint to be filed at any police station regardless of where the alleged incident has actually occurred. The case has since been transferred to Delhi's Parliament Street police station, where the investigation will now proceed.
हाँ, मैंने जंतर मंतर पर अभद्र और गंदी टिप्पणी करने वाले उन आंदोलनकारियों के खिलाफ मुकदमा दर्ज करवाया है जिन्होंने हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री तथा उनकी स्वर्गवासी माता जी को गंदी गंदी और अभद्र गालियां दी। मैं नहीं चाहती, मेरे भी बच्चे हैं सोशल मीडिया पर, मैं नहीं चाहती कि मेरे बच्चे भी इस तरह की भाषा को सुने और उनको समर्थन दें। इसलिए मैंने FIR दर्ज करवाया। हम हिंदुस्तान में रहते हैं, संस्कारों में पले बड़े हैं और हमें अपनी सहज भाषा का इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए और इस तरह की गंदी और भद्दी बातों को और शब्दों को इस्तेमाल करके किसी की भी बेइज्जती नहीं करनी चाहिए। पूरा देश हमें देख रहा है।
Meanwhile, CJP has come out in defense of Ruchika Singh. CJP chief spokesperson Saurabh Das says that while abusive language during a protest may be condemnable, using criminal justice machinery to target and harass someone over it is absolutely unjustifiable. He went on to ask rhetorically, since when using abusive language become a criminal offense in this country, pointing out that people use such language in everyday life all the time. So that's the justification coming in from CJP.
देखिए, अगर किसी ने गाली दिया है प्रोटेस्ट में, वो कितना सही है नहीं है उसका आप एक तरीके से निंदा कर सकते हो, लेकिन ऐसे करके आप क्रिमिनल मशीनरी यूज करोगे, उनको पुलिस के थ्रू टारगेटिंग करोगे, हैरासमेंट करोगे, वो बिल्कुल सही बात नहीं है। इस देश में गाली देना कब से क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस बन चुका है? मतलब कि रोज चलते फिरते लोग यहाँ पे गाली देते। आपने बीजेपी एमपीज जो 50% लोकसभा में एमपीज बैठे हुए, उनके खिलाफ तो क्रिमिनल चार्जेस है एंड बहुत ही हीनस क्रिमिनल चार्जेस है, रेप, मर्डर, डेकॉइटी, ये सब चीजों का, तो उसमें तो आप कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो।
So while Ruchika Singh faces the law, there's a bigger climb down underway, and this time it is from the Delhi government itself. In line with Supreme Court's directions, the Delhi government has issued an order saying that no coercive action will be taken against students barring those with criminal records, a review of all arrests and no further action against protesters. So ask yourself one thing, does the line between a peaceful protest and outright abuse still mean anything at all? or has it simply been erased along with the memory of a bloodied uniform nobody wanted to look at? That's how people are debating this entire issue. Let's in fact go across to Shivam, my colleague, who's getting us more detail. Shivam, legal action against Ruchika, and there are others as well whose videos are doing the rounds, using abusive language, filthy language against the Prime Minister. There are some who are saying that one can go ahead with a defamation case, Saurav Das, for example, and he also says that this is harassment of the youth. Using criminal justice machinery against these people is condemnable.
Well, exactly, Swati. While Saurav Das says that yes, you can use the defamation case against certain individuals, you also need to understand that the complaint that has been fired, the FIR that has been fired, it has Section 356, which considers defamation. And we all agree that yes, the Constitution of India guarantees freedom of expression to each and every individual, but there are certain reasonable restrictions that are also included in the same article. So Article 19 also has a sub-clause which includes the reasonable restriction, and defamation comes under that. And as you rightly mentioned, there needs to be we need to draw a line between showing our dissent and verbally abusing someone, especially somebody who is representing the country at a global stage, somebody like a Prime Minister. And that is what the complainant in this particular case, Smriti Singh, has also told Times Now, that if in case Ruchika apologizes and takes her word back, she might take the complaint back. But the point here is Cockroach Janata Party having different yardsticks to judge the same kind of behavior committed by a politician and then committed by somebody from their own protest. We have seen in the case of violence as well how earlier the Cockroach Janata Party was saying that it is on the police to determine, to identify all those miscreants in the protest. But after the guidelines came in that all those who have a past criminal record will not be given a bail, the Cockroach Janata Party had a problem with that. Then suddenly they are saying that why not blanket amnesty has been given to each and every individual.
Saurav also said that if the Supreme Court is the one that is taking all the decisions, then perhaps the negotiation should be with the Supreme Court. Many in fact criticizing that stand of the CJP, saying looks like they are now dictating terms to everyone, the judiciary, the legal department. Thank you very much, Shivam, for getting us the details. We'll connect with you again. So there are two sides to every story. Let's talk about the other side. For days now, there have been visuals and images that have dominated your screens and your timelines as well. And it was students, their placards, their slogans, their tears, the lathis they faced by police on the 20th of July, the brutal crackdown. And rightly so. But now let's also talk about the image and stories that many chose to ignore. The story of a daughter who watched her injured father's uniform soaked in blood after he somehow saved himself from a lynch mob. The story of a son whose father went to work that morning to keep the peace, to maintain law and order, but came home unrecognizable. With stitches and injuries, policemen and women perform one of the most thankless jobs in their country. A job that asks them to put their bodies between chaos and order every single day and expect nothing in return. Whatever one's ideologies, no daughter should have to watch her father bleed in service of this country only to see him vilified online without a single fact being checked. Watch how the young children, the Gen Z children and distraught wives of injured policemen came out and narrated their side of the story, asking politicians to seek justice for their loved ones too.
हमारे लिए बहुत पेनफुल था। हमने जब उनसे पूछा कि पापा ये कैसे हुआ, तो उन्होंने बताया कि बेटा कोई बात नहीं, ड्यूटी के टाइम पर छोटी मोटी चोटें लगती रहती हैं, पर मतलब उनके सर पे 4 टाँके आए हुए थे जो कि छोटी मोटी चोट नहीं थी। वो रात हमारे लिए बहुत मुश्किल थी। और जब मैंने सोशल मीडिया खोल के देखा तो सोशल मीडिया पे मेरे ही पापा को क्रिमिनल बता रहे थे। और उसके अगले दिन ही जब मुझे पता चला कि जिन लोगों ने मेरे फादर पे अटैक किया था वो लोग सुप्रीम कोर्ट जा रहे हैं अपना क्राइम सॉल्व करने, और उन्हीं के खिलाफ कंप्लेंट करने के लिए, सारे पुलिस वालों के खिलाफ कंप्लेंट करने के लिए मुझे बहुत बुरा लगा। और मुझे लगा कि मुझे भी जाना चाहिए अपने फादर की जस्टिस के लिए।
25 में अनप्रोवोक्ड उन्होंने मेरे पापा और उनकी टीम के ऊपर पेल्टिंग स्टार्ट कर दी। उस टाइम मेरे पापा बिल्कुल भी प्रिपेयर नहीं थे। वो अपने सबऑर्डिनेट्स को ब्रीफ कर रहे थे एंड व्हेन द पेल्टिंग स्टार्टेड मेरे पापा अपने सीनियर ऑफिसर्स को लाइक एक सेफ प्लेस में सेक्लूड करने चले गए, बट एक स्टोन उनके हेड पे हिट कर गया एंड उनका सर फट गया और उन्हें इंजरी हो गई।
20 जुलाई की रात देर रात जब वो घर पहुंचे चोटिल हालत में, वो क्षण मेरी और मेरी बेटी 2 साल की बेटी के लिए बहुत ही दर्दनाक, बहुत ही ट्रॉमेटिक था। मेरे साथ अभी दिल्ली पुलिस के परिवार के मेंबर्स हैं, दिल्ली पुलिस कर्मियों के परिवार के मेंबर्स, और हम अपनी आप बीती आप लोगों के सामने रखना चाहते हैं। मैंने एक पुलिसकर्मी की पत्नी होने के नाते सिर्फ यही कहा कि आप अपना ख्याल रखें। फिर उसके बाद मेरी उनसे कोई बात नहीं हुई, और शाम को 7 बजे जब मैंने उनका फोन मिलाया और उनसे बात हुई तो वो एक हॉस्पिटल LNJP हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट थे और अपना ट्रीटमेंट करा रहे थे। जब वो 11 बजे घर आए तो उन्होंने बताया कि छात्रों की प्रोटेस्ट में छात्रों के साथ साथ कुछ शरारती तत्व और असामाजिक तत्व भी थे। उन्होंने पुलिस फोर्स पर जो पुलिस फोर्स ने संसद की सुरक्षा के लिए बैरिकेडिंग की गई थी उसको तोड़ दिया, और मेरे पति को भी जो ड्यूटी के दौरान हेलमेट दिया जाता है, उनका हेलमेट भी पूरी तरह से टूट गया था।
Now, when reporters asked Rahul Gandhi a question on the concerns that have been raised by the families of the injured police personnel, his response was 5 words, and he chose to attack the person asking that question by saying, "Aap BJP se ho kya?" No acknowledgement, no answers, just another attempt to shoot the messenger and dismiss the pain of the children of police personnel.
घायल हुए थे, उनके परिवारों ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की।
भैया बीजेपी के हो क्या?
बीजेपी का जो पुलिस वाले की जो परिवार वाले उन्होंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की। पहले घायल हुए थे, उनके परिवारों ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की।
भैया बीजेपी के हो क्या?
बीजेपी का जो पुलिस वाले की जो परिवार वाले उन्होंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की। पहले घायल हुए थे, उनके परिवारों ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की।
भैया बीजेपी के हो क्या?
बीजेपी का जो पुलिस वाले की जो परिवार वाले उन्होंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की। पहले घायल हुए थे, उनके परिवारों ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की।
भैया बीजेपी के हो क्या?
बीजेपी का जो पुलिस वाले की जो परिवार वाले उन्होंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस।
And if you thought Rahul Gandhi's deflection was bad enough, Congress MP Imran Masood has gone several steps ahead, brazenly dismissing the pain of families of uniformed personnel who were battered that day, who came under attack. He offered a justification of the violence against cops, effectively saying that they were doing a job that pays them, while accusing them of firing on children. Zero remorse, zero sympathy, and a Congress MP who seems more comfortable defending the mob than acknowledging the men who bled trying to control it.
इमरान भाई, राहुल गांधी से अभी पूछा गया कि जो दिल्ली पुलिस के परिवार वाले हैं वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं, और क्या वो ये कह रहे हैं कि पार्लियामेंट में जो विपक्ष है हमारी बात भी तो उठाए, पुलिस वाले भी तो घायल हुए, उनके परिवार वाले कह रहे। राहुल गांधी ने सवाल पूछा, राहुल गांधी कह रहे हैं कि आप लोग क्या बीजेपी के आदमी हो? जर्नलिस्ट को ऐसा कह रहे हैं राहुल गांधी, जबकि पूछा वो जा रहा है जो पुलिस के परिवार वाले कह रहे हैं।
नहीं तो पुलिस के परिवार वाले कह रहे हैं पुलिस में नौकरी करने के लिए आए, राजनीति करने की कोशिश ना करें। बच्चों को गोली मारने का अधिकार नहीं है कि तुम गोली मारोगे सीधे बच्चों को।
अरे इमरान भाई, पुलिस वाले भी तो घायल हुए हैं इमरान जी।
तो गोली थोड़ी मारेंगे सीधे बच्चों को।
ये कह रहे हैं हमारे लिए बात करिए।
बच्चों को गोली नहीं मारेंगे सीधे।
हाँ।
बच्चों को गोली मारने के लिए पुलिस नहीं है।
हाँ।
पुलिस का काम पुलिसिंग करना है, पुलिसिंग करें।
तो आपको लगता है कि अगर उनकी मांग है कि उनको भी न्याय मिलना चाहिए जो पुलिस वाले,
उनके साथ क्या, उनके साथ अन्याय क्या हुआ है? नौकरी कर, अरे नौकरी कर रहे हो, इसी काम की नौकरी मिल रही है, तनख्वाह इसी काम की मिलती है उन्हें।
And now the man at the very center of this movement has finally responded to the charge of violence against police personnel. CJP founder Abhijit Dipke has offered a counter theory, laying the blame not on the hoodlums but on the BJP. Mr. Abhijit Dipke has alleged that the violence was engineered by BJP goons who were planted specifically to defame the movement and turn public sympathy against it. He says this is a conspiracy.
This was done by the BJP goons. I have been saying since day one, since we started the protest, that the BJP will send its goons to create disruption. The BJP will send its goons to harass police officers, which will be used to defame the movement, and that they have done exactly like that. They have done exactly that. I feel sorry for the police people that they were targeted by the same people. By the same people who were taking instructions from. This was all done by the BJP people, and we have sympathies with the police officers who were targeted in such manner.
So as the debate over accountability rages on, politicians across the spectrum have weighed in, and predictably, the battle lines are exactly where you'd expect them. Congress's Pawan Khera turned the demand for resignation back on the government itself, asking why the same standard applied to Dharmendra Pradhan hasn't been applied to the Home Minister over the pellet gun incident. BJP's Ravi Shankar Prasad struck a more measured note, acknowledging that police personnel too have families and rights even as he flagged the Supreme Court's own observations and raised concern over the presence of individuals with criminal records within the protest. Shiv Sena UBT's Arvind Sawant went on the offensive, accusing the government of trying to intimidate not just protesters but their families and challenging it to face Rahul Gandhi's allegations on the floor of Parliament rather than avoid them. And Union Minister Giriraj Singh, never one to hold back, questioned Rahul Gandhi's fitness for the constitutional position, his mental fitness for the constitutional position he holds.
हिंसा का कोई भी शिकार हुआ हो उसको न्याय मिलना चाहिए, जिसने भी हिंसा की। लेकिन एक बात हम फिर भी जानना चाहते हैं कि जब पेपर लीक होते हैं तो धर्मेंद्र प्रधान की जिम्मेदारी मानते हुए उनका इस्तीफा ले लिया जाता है। पैलेट गन्स की जिम्मेदारी फिर वहीं के मंत्री को लेनी चाहिए, गृह मंत्री को, उनका भी इस्तीफा होना चाहिए। क्यों नहीं होता?
पुलिस वालों पर जो हमला हुआ है, जिनको चोट लगी है, हमको संवेदनशील होना चाहिए। उनके भी परिवार हैं, उनके भी बच्चे हैं और उनके भी मानवाधिकार हैं, ये बात समझना चाहिए। अब तो माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने उस मामले में बात कही हुई है, लेकिन हम नौजवानों का सम्मान करते हैं। उनके आंदोलन के पीछे अगर अपराधी खड़े होते हैं और इस तरह से सजायाफ्ता लोग या अपराध, मर्डर के आरोप, रेप के आरोप और बाद में पुलिस वाले पिटते हैं, तो एक गंभीर सवाल तो ही है।
आंदोलन नहीं कर सकते क्या? आतंकवादी है क्या? मतलब परिवार को भी डराना है, आगे चलकर फिर दोबारा आना नहीं है, इसकी तैयारी अभी से शुरू हुई है। क्यों कर रहे हो? क्योंकि आप कुछ गलत काम करने जा रहे हो। आप जानते हो जो कुछ करेंगे वो गलत काम है। बस राजनीति खेलना है, सत्ता पे आना है। अब कॉकरोच नहीं क्रश होगा, इतना ध्यान में रखना। आपकी हिम्मत होनी चाहिए। जब राहुल गांधी जी ने आरोप लगाया, सदन में आके बोला था झूठ बोल रहा है।
देखिए, राहुल गांधी एलओपी की भूमिका में संवैधानिक तौर पे है, मानसिकता में वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन में है, अर्बन नक्सल के रूप में है। क्या पुलिस कर्मी के परिवार नहीं होते हैं? अगर उनकी बेटी कह रही है कि पापा पुलिस को गाली दे दे, आपको चोट भी लगी है, तो कौन सा गलत कहा?
While politics continues unabated, a group of retired police officers defended the Delhi Police's handling of the July 20th march to Parliament, saying the conversation around the violence had become one-sided and failed to acknowledge injuries suffered by the policemen. Addressing a press conference at the Press Club of India, the Delhi Police Retired Non-Gazetted Officers Association expressed solidarity with serving personnel and their families, asserting that the force was being unfairly portrayed despite acting in a difficult law and order situation.
जब गवर्नमेंट का देखिए सेटलमेंट हो गया है, प्रोटेस्टर से एक एग्रीमेंट बन चुका था, उसके बाद भी कई लोग 156, 173, 4 में कोर्ट्स में जा रहे हैं, कमिश्नर के खिलाफ कंप्लेंट दे रहे हैं, पार्लियामेंट स्ट्रीट में दे रहे हैं। तो ये एक तरह से ये एक डिमोरलाइजिंग इफेक्ट डालता है नीचे। क्या होती है पैलेट गन्स का? एक हवा बना दिया है पैलेट गन्स का। अरे भाई, पैलेट गन्स क्या होती है ये आम जनता को नहीं पता, प्रेस को पता है, हमें पता है, इवन आपको भी नहीं पता होगा। पहले आप पढ़िए कि क्या है वो। तो वो एक बड़ा भ्रामक स्टेटमेंट जो है वो पब्लिक के पास गया, आम जनता के पास गया है कि भाई ये इस तरह से, और ये हम गृह मंत्री, होम मिनिस्टर देते हैं, जो सरासर गलत है।
Let's go across to Shivam, who's joining us in the broadcast with more details. Shivam, the opposition says that excessive use of force needs to be questioned. The Home Minister should answer on who ordered that. As far as the family members of the policemen are concerned, they are questioning why is it that the opposition cannot spare even a minute to acknowledge that the policemen were also brutally thrashed. They were attacked. Why no condemnation of that violence?
Swati, it's an irony that those police officials who were present there at the parliament they had one more, duty apart of other, was to protect these parliamentarians only, for whom their families are now pleading that please raise their voice. And member of parliament like Imran Masood are saying that they are getting money to be beaten up. He was also inside the parliament at that particular day, and these security officials were trying to protect him as well. Having said that, Abhijit Dipke, as we have said, he clearly said that these were RSS goons being planted here. The question is, if these were RSS goons, then why the CJP is not ready to let the police probe the matter and, investigate all those who had a previous records of FIR. Having said that, we are seeing how the politics has been intensifying over it. First of all, the question of the opposition was, we will not have any discussion until and unless the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan comes in. Once the resignation came in, now the yardstick has shifted, and the goalpost has shifted to the resignation of the Union Home Minister, and that is why now there has been allegation and counter-allegation coming in from both the sides. But Congress is adamant on the fact that we want the resignation from Amit Shah. BJP is basically questioning the strategy of Congress.
Absolutely. Also saying that, if every individual present there was a genuine student, a genuine protester, and they were not all criminals as people are trying to portray them, then that yardstick needs to be applied to the police officers as well. Not everyone there used excessive force. Thank you very much, Shivam, for getting us the details. Let's move on now. Let's shift our focus to the other developments that we are tracking closely. A Delhi court has sentenced former AAP councillor Tahir Hussain and 4 other convicts to life imprisonment in the murder case of IB staffer Ankit Sharma, who was brutally killed during the 2020 Northeast Delhi riots. While declining the prosecution's plea for the death penalty, the court described the crime as one of the utmost brutality committed solely on religious grounds and said the barbarity displayed was nauseating and sickening. Kadkaduma court awarded life imprisonment to Tahir Hussain, Nazim, Qasim, Javed and Anas, all of whom were convicted earlier this month for murder, criminal conspiracy and other serious offences. Delhi Minister Kapil Mishra has welcomed court's decision sentencing Tahir Hussain to life imprisonment. In a post on X, he said life imprisonment marks the beginning of justice, calling the verdict a significant step in delivering justice. We have some breaking inputs coming in as well on the broadcast. Soon after the verdict, we're given to understand that Tahir Hussain reacted. He says he will challenge the decision in High Court. Striking a defiant note, Tahir Hussain says he believes he will get justice and will appeal against the conviction and the sentence.
कुछ कहेंगे हाईकोर्ट से इंसाफ मिलेगा हाईकोर्ट रेयर नहीं है इंसाफ मिलेगा हाईकोर्ट से मिलेगा आपको लगता है इंसाफ का कोर्ट ने कहा कि ये रेयर ऑफ द रेयरेस्ट हो सर ये एक तरह से नेक्स्ट फिक्स था कुछ कहना चाहेंगे
Let's go across to Dipankar. Is getting us more details. Dipankar, life imprisonment for Tahir Hussain. Although in that reaction, he seems to remain defiant. He says he'll approach the higher courts now and he believes he will get justice.
Well, yes, the court has now delivered its decision and given life imprisonment to Tahir Hussain along with the 4 persons who were convicted in this case of Ankit Sharma's murder. The court has very categorically said that the manner in which the crime was committed was brutal, commenting upon the fact that that Ankit Sharma was murdered, he was dragged and then his body was thrown into a drain. All these circumstances were the circumstances, the aggravating circumstances which aided in the court into getting to this decision, and the court also commented on the fact that all these things when seen together it becomes a rare of rare case. But the mitigating circumstances that the court saw, that the state did not provided any kind of evidence in order to say that these people were beyond reform. That was the mitigating circumstance that weighed upon the court, because of which the court did not sentence Tahir Hussain to capital punishment. Rather, a sentence of life imprisonment was given to Tahir Hussain and the 4 convicts. We also spoke to the counsel of Tahir Hussain, who very clearly and very categorically said that she will approach the Delhi High Court challenging the order, the conviction as well as the sentence that has been given by the trial court. And earlier when we spoke to the prosecutor, when Tahir Hussain was convicted in this entire case, when the judgment came out, the prosecutor also said that they will also approach before the Delhi High Court. So the legal battle is far
far from over in this entire case, as this battle which was going on in the trial court till now will shift to the Delhi High Court, where appeals will be filed from both the sides, and we will have to see whether this decision will be upheld by the trial court or whether there will be some kind of changes that the Delhi High Court will make. But as of now, life sentence has been given to Tahir.
Along with, the verdict, the observations part of the order are very, very crucial. Remember, there was a lot of politics when he was held guilty. Individuals like Imran Masood said if his name was not Tahir and something else, if his name was Kapil, then he would have been outside the jail. Stay on with us, Dipankar. I'm given to understand that we have yet another reaction from Imran Masood. Some breaking inputs coming in on the broadcast. Congress claims Tahir Hussain targeted Imran Masood, once again injects communal angle. So Imran Masood has once again made a statement injecting communal angle. He, remember, made a similar comment when Tahir Hussain was convicted, when he was held guilty by the court. Imran Masood said had his name been Kapil or something else, then he would have been outside the jail. Once again, Imran Masood there injecting the communal angle. Listen in.
सर, करकोटडुमा कोर्ट में जो फैसला आया है उसको लेके आप क्या कहेंगे?
ठीक है, कुछ नहीं, कोर्ट का फैसला तो कोर्ट का, हाई कोर्ट जाएंगे, देखते हैं हाई कोर्ट में क्या होगा। लेकिन पुलिस ने चार्जशीट जो लगाई थी उसका नाम ताहिर हुसैन था, इसलिए पुलिस चार्जशीट लगा रही थी। अगर उसका नाम कपिल मिश्रा होता तो कुछ भी ना होना था।
So Imran Masood there making the same comment that he did when Tahir Hussain was held guilty, was convicted. Dipankar, thank you for getting us the details. Thank you for breaking down the information for us. With that, we're slipping into a short break. Lot more lined up on the other side.